Welcome back to another episode of Rupa's Replies. And in this week's episode, we're going to answer a question that more than a few of you actually asked last season, and that was about compound shelf life. Abdul wanted to know how long can he expect a bottle of Rupa's DA Coarse, DA Fine, and for that matter, Uno Pure, Uno Protect, the rotary compounds, how long can you expect those to last on your shelf? Well, the first thing to understand is that there's not a hard and fast answer to this. There's going to be some variables that will impact how long it will last you sitting there. But what I'm going to do in this video is give you some information on what you should be doing to make sure that you get the most out of them. If you follow these guidelines, the shelf life of a bottle of any of these compounds, or any of our compounds for that matter, should be measured in years. So more than enough time for you to use everything that's in there. If you don't follow these, obviously we're going to see slightly reduced shelf life, and you might not realize the full potential shelf life of the products. So we'll start with the basics, and that's where you're going to store them. You want to keep them in a clean, dry environment, inside of a cabinet, something like that, with the lid closed. Reference our earlier video on this subject. Jason does a great job explaining why leaving the cap open on your compounds or polishes is going to impact not only performance, but also shelf life. So the next part of storage we want to talk about is the range of temperatures you're going to store these products at. Now, we're not going to give a very specific guidance in terms of number of degrees that you need to worry about, but you do want to avoid everything on both ends of the extreme spectrum, extreme heat or extreme cold. Cold is more of a concern, especially if you're storing these compounds somewhere where it could potentially freeze. As water-based compounds, they do have some water in them, and if that water freezes, it's going to change the composition of these compounds when they re-thaw, which is going to make them either perform differently, may change the consistency. All kinds of things can go wrong once a compound is allowed to freeze, so you want to avoid that. Another reason you want to avoid that is as ice forms inside of a bottle like this, as the ice crystals expand, it can cause the bottle to split, especially around seams and things. Then when it does thaw out, your compound's going to be leaking out of the bottle and making a mess, so we want to avoid that. On the other side, the extreme heat side, it's less of a concern if you have a garage or a shop that gets extremely hot. We generally say you don't want to use compounds or store compounds and polishes anywhere where you're not comfortable. Suffice to say, if it's too hot for you to be in there, it might be too hot for your compounds to be stored there. Long-term effects aren't going to be too bad with extreme heat in most cases, but you do want to avoid it simply because the liquids in here, they're going to try and outgas. There's solvents and things that want to try and escape. If we make this bottle very hot, it makes it easier for those things to do. So we want to avoid it if we can. Just avoid the extreme end of the scale. Outside of that, we want to make sure that they're actually getting shaken, especially before use. But if they aren't going to be used for a long period of time, say you're going to store a bottle of compound for months and it's not going to get used, you may want to shake it really, really well before you put it away. As anything with a compound or polish, it will separate slowly over time. If that separation is allowed to be really extreme, sometimes the solids, the abrasive particles and things in the compound could settle to the bottom of the bottle. It becomes very difficult to get those to mix back up, even if you shake it really hard. So before any long-term storage, make sure you give those a good shake. That's the best advice we can offer you in terms of maximizing compound and polish storage life. Again, you want to avoid extreme temperatures on either end of the spectrum. Always keep that cap closed and store it somewhere clean and dry. You should get years, again, years of life out of these if they're stored properly on a shelf. Less if you're not taking good care of them, but hopefully this is helpful in maximizing the shelf life of your product. If it was, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more great Rupa's Replies content. As a matter of fact, drop a question in the comments right now. Question from Abdul came from a comment on another video, and you never know, we could answer yours on the next one.